Hi everyone and welcome back to the Chess Essentials. In this today's video we will discuss the weak squares and creation of a weakness. Playing for dominance of a single little square is a hard concept for many chess players to understand, and the idea of fighting for squares instead of material or to attack is extremely important and must be appreciated if a chess player wants to improve his game. The reason one plays for control of a square is that it will usually prove to be an excellent home for a knight or a bishop, and in return this piece will be more valuable than its counterpart on the other side of the board, and an undefended square is also called an hole. When an undefended square or a hole is available, then anyone will try to place his knight on that square so that his knight will be more valuable than the other player's knight. But a very few chess players actually make an effort to create these gaping holes. Now let's see a diagram. In this diagram you guys can see that white's position is already much better because of the dominant king position, and also white has control of the d5 square. But white will also try to create more gaping holes, and for this purpose white play the move h5. And now if g5 or g captures f5, then white will get the control of the f5 square and can place his knight on this square. In the game, black plays g captures h5 and white plays g captures h5, and black play bishop to the f8 and white play knight to the f5. And now black is in zugzwang position because any move he make he will be in a losing position. Here the strongest move recommended by the engine is a5, but after a5 black king will move to the b5 and can pick up the b6 pawn, and white is completely winning here. So you can see that in this diagram white succeeded in creating a gap or hole on the f5 square and place his knight on that square, and his knight dominate the board. Now let's see this diagram. In this diagram you can see that white's position looks good because white has king side space advantage, and also the white rook on the c1 control the only open file. And also black knight look inferior because he does not have advanced sport points. But actually black has an idea. His idea is to play the move h5. Either g pawn captures or move forward, the black knight will come on the f5 square and will start dominating the position. So here black play h5 and now white play g5, and black's knight moves to the f5 and white rook goes to the h1 to defend the h pawn, and black play rook to the c8. Now you can see that black's position is much better because black is attacking the white pawns, and also the black rook control the only open file and can play on this file. Now we will see a game between the two grandmasters. The game starts with the c4 and black plays c5. Now b3 and knight f6 and bishop to the b2 and g6. And here white capture on the f6 and give black the double pawns on the f file. And now you can see that white created a nice square on the d5, and his plan is to place a knight on this square. Now white play knight to the c3, black play bishop to the g7 and g3, knight to the c6, bishop to the g2, f5 and e3. And with the move e3, white takes control of the d4 square, and also white's plan is to place the knight on the e2, where it aims to go to the f4 and then to the d5. And also the knight on the c3 control the d5 square. So here castle, knight to the e2 and a6, rook to the c1, b5 and d3. Now bishop to the b7, white castle here, and black play d6. Now white play queen to the d2 and black play queen to the a5, and white rook moves to the d1. Now rook a to the b8 and knight to the d5. And now queen x d2 and rook captures d2 and black play b4. Now white play d4 and black play rook to the d8. And now white play d captures c5 and d captures c5 and rook to the d1. And now the threat is knight to the e7 check. So as you can see that in this position white enjoys a good advantage, and soon white won this game. And this is all due to the control on the d5 square. Now let's see this diagram. In this diagram you guys should think that how white can create holes in the black position. It is white to play, and white play the move queen to the b3. And now white is threatening to capture on the f7. And now black has to prevent this threat, so black play the move e6 and white play e5, and black knight goes to the d5, and now white play knight to the e4, and now you can see that white has created holes in the black position, and now you can see that there are two holes in the black position on the d6 or f6, and white will be happy to place a knight on one of these two squares. So white enjoys a better position here, and you have seen that in this video how to create holes or undefended squares in the position and place a knight or bishop on these squares. Usually a knight is preferred to place on the undefended square because it will be much more powerful on that square. So this is all about today's video. Hopefully you have understand the concept of weak squares and how to create a weakness in the position and place a minor piece on the undefended square or hole. Inshallah we will meet again in our next video. Thank you.